want you to put the word out there that we back up. Understand me? We back up.
Oh, hi. How's it going? It's been quite some time, hasn't it? My bad. As I'm sure you've noticed, I've taken a bit of a break this past month, and that happened to be longer than I anticipated. Of course, with the holidays, I could have foreseen a potential small break, but I did not anticipate it to be as long as it was. But hey, the holidays are behind us, and now I am formally making a return. Sounds a lot more grandiose than I need it to be, but hey, basically all I'm saying here is that I'm ramping back up into doing content. So, of course, as it has been around a full year since I started this, January 28th was the first upload for this channel. There are going to be some new changes going into the new year. So, new year, new me, that sort of thing. As you can see, I'm sure, we're in a new space. It's kind of nice, you know? We're working with it, I have a green screen as well, but that's really going to only come into factor with the video essays. But yeah, it's a new space, which makes it look more presentable, I feel like, rather than just in my room. So yeah, let's talk about the changes that are going to be happening on the channel, shall we? And first things first, let's talk about Talk About. If you recall, Talk About originally was meant to be a weekly show where I would come up with a topic and, yeah, you guessed it, talk about it. Then, of course, as I'm sure you've noticed, I quickly ran out of ideas of things to talk about. So Talk About shifted into becoming about the news of the past week in gaming. And those episodes ended up being a lot longer than I ever anticipated them being. So we're going to scale back Talk About, and instead of picking like several news stories from the past week in gaming, we're just going to focus in on one that I really want to talk about to an extent that would fill a full 20, 25, 30 minutes rather than going on for like almost an hour in a lot of cases about several news stories, a lot of which I don't have much to say on, but I was just trying to fill for time. I'm sure you can look back on those past episodes and you'll be able to clearly see that that was definitely something I did. But in choosing one story to talk about for the entire episode, I feel like I would, be able to talk more in depth about specific topics from the past week in gaming. And yeah, that's all in all to make the whole show better. You know what I mean? Sort of like more quality over quantity in the sense of news stories. So yeah. And of course, at the time of this recording, hopefully it's out before as well. Tomorrow is the Xbox Developer _Direct. So that's going to be the first episode back for Talk About, which will come out sometime next week. Yeah, because I'm going to edit them more and as well. So you'll see the new revamp look for Talk About next week. Speaking of things that you can look forward to, the next video essay, which I have been diligently working on behind the scenes. And when I say diligently working on, I mean I worked on it here and there in the past month, but the script is done. However, I still need to go ahead and, film what I need to film using the new green screen in this space, which you'll see when that video comes out, and capture footage for any games I mention or any other footage I would need for that video essay. I'm doing a lot of hand gestures and the table is shaking a little bit. I don't know if you've heard that. Hopefully not. Let me try to fix that. That should be fine. Anyways, so the next video essay is it's about at the halfway point. It's at the point where it's definitely going to come out because the script is done. So I feel confident enough in announcing what that next video essay will be about. It's not an episodic thing. It's just the next video essay. I misspoke. It happens. Anyways, here's the thumbnail for the next video essay. Yep. It's called The Problem with the Review Score. And as you can see by the games featured in the thumbnail, those are going to be highlighted in some degree. So maybe you can sort of see where I'm leaning towards, where I might be getting at with that. Of course, it's not ready. It'll be ready soon, though. Like, it is definitively being ready soon-ish. I'm going to record some of it, like, right after this, so getting on it. Definitely in February. I feel very confident in saying it'll be out in February. Speaking of other things that will be coming back, as along with the video essays and talk about next week, I'm bringing back gameplay streams. Of course, if you've been around for a long enough time, you will have seen a few gameplay streams here and there, where I did every Bethesda Game Studios game leading into the launch of Starfield, and I also did a little bit of Lies of P. Then, I got a new PC, so my stream setup was completely shifted and just changed. I've now reset it up and it looks great and it's better than ever. So streams will be coming back at some point as well. I say at some point, I know exactly when they're coming back. The first stream back will be Saturday, but of course my streaming hours are very irregular. You can catch them live at twitch.tv/ABrownSpot, but they will all be uploaded here. All of the VODs will be uploaded here for you to see at your own leisure. But gameplay streams will be coming back. They'll either be games I just want to play at the time or, the latest releases, because another thing that is changing, the past episodes of Talkabouts that were specifically review discussions are no longer going to be a thing. Instead, I will actually write out a review for the games that I feel like reviewing. The first of which, this year at least, being Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, because that's the first game of the year that I am interested in. I know a lot of people are playing that Prince of Persia right now. Me personally, I'm not into that sort of game. Metroidvanias have never really been my thing, so not on my radar. But the Suicide Squad game is the first game that I'll be dedicating a full typed up written review for. And in the case of in place of having a review discussion where I talk aloud about the game and all of that, work through my thoughts in the moment, I will be doing like a gameplay stream to accompany the review, in which I'll be talking about the game as I'm playing it. So hopefully there's like sort of a better separation of discussion and like review, so that people who just want the review can just see the review and it will be there. And people who want more in-depth discussions, the gameplay stream will be there for them. But yeah, and the last thing I want to bring up is that I am going to be launching a Patreon as well. ABrownSpot / no, that's not how Patreon works. Patreon.com/ABrownSpot, because hey, I've looked around on the internet. I'm sure you have too. A lot of people who are doing video essays have a Patreon. So why not me too? Because hey, in the past year, I've discovered that I really enjoy making content as a hobby and just as something to do for fun. But of course, because this is America and I have to pay bills and stuff, the only way I can continue to do this is with the support of everyone out there. Because, hey, I'm doing this as part-time as possible, but I want to keep doing it and I want to keep growing and just make it more of a thing, So the only way that that can be done at this point is with Patreon, with crowd support from people like you. Of course, I don't expect anyone to jump at it immediately, but it will be there when you feel like contributing. Because, hey, I know I haven't had any output in the past month, so don't subscribe to that Patreon right now. But once that new video essay comes out, once content starts pumping, hey, you'll know where to go. And there you'll also find the benefits of being a Patreon member, such as having your name in the credits of a video essay, or having voting power on which script I should focus on, or behind the scenes sort of videos. All of that sort of things will be the benefits you'd get. But of course, hey, don't go there just yet. Wait till the content comes and then go for it. It'll be there when you're ready for it. But yeah, that's about it. I think I covered everything. Talk About is going to be shifting to one topic, one news topic, that is. Video essays are going to continue throughout the year. Also, I forgot to mention, good thing I'm doing the recap I do at the end of these all the time. Video essays are going to be changing in the sense that they're not all going to be about the industry as a whole, because a lot of the times those have been a lot like more large scale than I ever intended them to be, like talking about the games industry and the fear of risk, or talking about how there are so many remakes in the games industry. I'm going to scale it back and try to focus on like more particular pieces of gaming so that it's more interesting to write and less people are talking about it. So I feel like, hey, it'll be a good thing to highlight. I think it'd be more fun that way as well. So talk about's changing, video essays are coming back, and they're going to be more weird. I'm going to get weird with it, okay? Let's just be honest. It's going to get weird. Stick around for it, though. And gameplay streams are coming back at, twitch.tv/ABrownSpot. VODs will be here once, the next day for sure. And I want to announce that I'm going to do a new sort of video series that is heavily inspired by the works over at Kinda Funny by one Barrett Courtney, where he plays every video game in a video game series and ranks them and reviews them. I want to do that as well because that just sounds really cool and it gives me an excuse to replay some of my favorite games that I haven't revisited in a long time. And I thought, well, what's the easiest franchise to start that with? And the answer is Halo. So I'm going to be playing every single Halo game, mainline Halo game. Maybe I'll throw in Spartan Assault and Halo Wars. I haven't decided just yet. Maybe. Let me know what you think in the comments below about that. But I'm going to play and review and rank all of them, and it's going to be one massive video. So keep your eyes peeled for that, because that's going to take some time, okay? So that's going to come sometime at some point. I was going to say sometime this year, but I can't even promise that. But I mean, we'll see. I'm going to be working on that in the background throughout the year as well. So keep your eyes peeled. And there's one more thing, the Patreon. Patreon.com/ABrownSpot if you want to support the channel financially. Of course, like I said, don't jump on it immediately, but once the content starts flowing and you feel confident in it, go nuts. I'd appreciate that very much. But the best thing you can do right now is just hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button if this came across your feed and you aren't subscribed. That'd be weird, honestly. But hey, if you aren't subscribed, you should. And leave a comment. Let me know what you think about the changes. What other things do you think I should expand onto? Or, anything you want to talk about. What do you have for lunch? What are you going to have for dinner? Let me know all of that in the comments below. And until next time, next week, when Talk About returns, as always, stay safe and play some video games.